TGC Requiem with BG Infect here. Today we're doing another league. Just trying to put this deck a little bit through the ringer to see if I feel like I'm comfortable enough of a pilot to play it at the GP. Seen Dried Arbor in the opening hand, not great. That being said, Cataxian Pro, Phyrexian Crusader, Glistener Elf. I think we're actually alright with this. We're going to keep this. Opponent's going to keep at 6. Alright, looks like we got some Tron, which should be a little bit of a free roll, theoretically. Kozilek's turn is worth noting. So Kozilek's turns an instant speed, deal 2 damage. Wow. Well, I guess I really want to thin. Phyrexian Crusader is not protected. From Kozilek's return. Because it is devoid, so the protection from red does not apply. He's hoping to hit a Pyroclasm. Did he draw a Pyroclasm? No. Alright, so he played the power plant last turn. He played a sphere, so we know he has a sphere, Kozilek's return, and Oblivion Stone still. We could run Phyrexian Crusader out right now. However, that's just not not good if he ends up with Kozilek's return next turn. Now, the flip side is, if he plays a sphere, he doesn't have the ability to do it unless he draws into another land, which he may have already done. And so there's no point in rushing Crusader out in advance, although the Oblivion Stone really puts a damper. I guess, yeah, we're not going to be able to. I don't know. This Excuse me. Alright, so now Tron's online. This is where drawing into Double Tomb was not ideal. Or a bunch of land, rather. Alright, so now is our window to fit Crusader, and we gotta hope. Alright, so he has Oblivion Stone. I think we're just... there's nothing else we want to do here. He's gonna have to crack an Oblivion Stone. So I'm pretty sure he has another Oblivion Stone. I think we're kind of locked out of this. Yeah, so the problem here is... yeah. The problem is if he does an Oblivion Stone here, if he goes for Wormcoil, we're kind of locked out. Unless we can get like a Rancor and become immense. Alright, so this is actually positive. The fact that he did this means we might be able to get Elf in. Ooh, double Elf next turn. Now that is something. So we might be able to get around his Wormcoil engine here. We know he has a Grove and a Wormcoil in hand still. Okay. Alright, we we need a pump spell. Instant speed pump spell. So now we're kind of at that point where we could attack and get 2 points of infect in, but there's really no reason. If we do this, we lose one of our creatures and we lose the advantage we have of being able to go wide. Unfortunately, this puts us both into top deck mode. But we basically don't have time, being at 11 life, to waste an attack. Waste a creature. So he can go get a creature now, but he can't cast it unless it's Spellskite. No, he could play another Wormcoil. Oh, no, he couldn't. He's going to only be able to play Spellskite. If he has Spellskite, we're pretty much done. Emrakul. Alright. Wishing I played that Misty Rainforest to thin my deck. Come on. Yeah, that's gonna be game, because he's gonna cast Emrakul. 2, 4, 6, 8, 11. He has to draw lands. There's no point in conceding yet. Oh, there's land. So we can sack 6 permanents. We do have land to play a pump spell. The problem is we would have to sacrifice one of our blockers on his next turn. We are living on a prayer, so they say. Yeah, that's game. So now we'll have to drop 6, so we could have played another one of these. So Emrakul's trigger goes on Annihilator 6. Definitely seems like no reason to hold back lands. And then if we block, we lose, so. Alright. So we'll be on the play. We definitely want the mutagenic growth. Mutagenic growth helps us fridge us 2 life outside, or have one of our creatures outside his Pyroclasm effects. Carrying Call, I think, could be good potentially if we can get to the late game. I think Thoughtseize is alright. I think Ataxian Probe is good here. We're trying to maximize how quickly we can win. just not confident with carry-on call. I think we win with the creatures we have on board. Thoughtseize can help disrupt. Dryad Arbor doesn't seem good at all here. Nature's Claim seems really good, and I don't really feel like running Abrupt Decay. I think we cut one Crusader on account of it being a little too slow. And we might have to just cut a second Crusader, actually. Maybe we'll cut one Thoughtseize. We don't need to tear their hand apart too much. Just if we can draw one, it helps. Could help. I feel like this is too slow. I mean, we get a turn 1 Thoughtseize, fetch, Gitaxian Probe. Definitely have a turn 2 creature, but we get no pump, no attacks till turn 3. I don't think this is good enough. If we drop him turn 2 any Pyroclasms, we're just like done. This is significantly better. Yeah. Alright. So we can get to Axiom Probe knowing we're going to get that on top. Sphere, map, GQ, Grove, Mine, and P-Plant. So a little bit of a dirtily draw for him. I mean, it's good for him, but so if we play land, fetch, might, if we draw a Gitaxian Probe, we'll actually be able to do lethal next turn, or mutagenic growth. Anything we can cast without paying. Not that. Just one shy. Assumption here is he's going to crack his expedition map. He kind of has to. I don't think he's really running any. Maybe Warping Whale. He could get us with Warping Whale right here. So we got the win on the play. Game 2. We'll be on the draw for game 3. feel like the second Thoughtseize might be more beneficial here. You can probably cut a Gitaxian Probe for that. Spellskite might be alright. I mean, we can redirect a Karn trigger. If he's playing Karn, I don't even know if he'd keep Karn in against Infect. I think we're going to do that just to be on the safe side, because we could go turn 1 into turn 2 Spellskite, use a Spellskite to protect. Potentially. See, this is one of those stinking hands that it's like, this is nowhere near good enough, but when I mulligan, I'm going to get no lands. Okay, so Blinkmoth Nexus is fantastic. I think we're going to keep this. He's mulligan to 5. I don't think we want Become Immense here. We're just not going to get to it fast enough. Alright, so we're going to be able to go into turn 3 Crusader. Oh, that's not good. So actually, now that I think about that, that was not the right play. He's not going to destroy it immediately. He's going to wait till I try and pump it up. So going for Phyrexian Crusader there would have been better. Though, Vines of Vastwood can protect, which is pretty important. So I think we actually have game here. Right? Maybe not. Activate, we can Groundswell and Vines. That doesn't... But that does give us the ability to kill the next turn. So he makes the move with Ghost Quarter. what he does, we should have enough to get it through this turn. Okay, maybe not now, or maybe a mana short. If he's running a... Okay, so now we have a choice. He's if he has a Nature's Claim, we're in a little bit of trouble. We could attack the Karn. I think if we activate, really, we could just go for it. We could throw a Glistener Elf down. Oh, this is tough. So if he has Nature's Claim in, we can Vines to protect the Ink Moth, but we can't do lethal. We could just throw a Glistener Elf down. And then he has to probably react. He's got to kill one. Actually, so I think what we're going to do, we're going to attack the Ink Moth into Karn so that he can't use Karn to exile a permanent. And then we're going to play a Glistener Elf. And then he has two targets that he has to handle. Based on how he handles it, that should give us hopefully what we need the next turn, the next game. So we'll know once we move, not necessarily once we move to combat. So now I can't use Karn to destroy a permanent. If he goes Oblivion Stone, we can at least so we're going to cut Crusader. Perfect. Draw a land. Draw a land. You could still have Nature's Claim up. Well, we just have to go for it now. Might as well go for Become Immense, because we may not. Oh, got it. Whew. Alright,
So the concern is, again, they run typically 3 to 4 Nature's Claims out of the sideboard, and they can blow that up regardless of what I pump. Vines would have been good backup if we had another land to protect and kick, but we didn't. So, alright, we'll get a match 1 win. We'll be back with a second match later.